Sai Charita, Chapter 32, Narration of the Guru's Greatness. Sai Baba was in the forest when he suddenly got his Guru's darshan. Sai himself narrated this devotional story to Hemant Pant. That narration is described here in this chapter by Hemant Pant. Even if the Vedas, Shrutis, or Shastras and such scriptures are studied, there is no acquisition of knowledge without the Guru's grace. The worldly tree has an immense expanse but is full of miseries on account of birth and death. Brahman is truth and it is the support for everything. Then this world is of an illusory nature like a dream. One who longs for emancipation should go to take refuge at the feet of saints, listen with attention to all that they say, and do away with doubts from their very roots. Trample under your feet all conceits. Then only you will be able to reach the other shore. Baba himself narrated a sweet story that elucidates these facts. The darshan of the Ganga washes one's sins. The darshan of the moon ends the heat, and listening to the words of Sai brings an end to both your sorrows and sins. Baba was telling, once the four of us, having read the Shastras and the Puranas, began to describe the Brahma. One of us quoted Bhagavad Gita's words about salvation by self-efforts and described the tendency to depend on anyone else for one's salvation. To this, the second replied, that one who control his mind is blessed. That one should be free from thoughts and ideas, and there is nothing in this world except our own self. The third said, the formless is eternal, so we should discriminate between the permanent and the transitory. The fourth one did not approve the bookish knowledge. He was ready to carry out the prescribed duty and surrender his 5 pranas at the Guru's feet. He said that Guru is God and all-pervading. To strengthen this conviction, unbounded faith is necessary. What is necessary is a person full of faith and devotion. In this way, we 4 wise men set forth for the quest. 3 of them wished to experience it independently through one's intellect. While wandering in the forest, 4 of us met a Vanajari belonging to the Laman caste. He asked us, the heat is scorching. Why and where are you going? To this we said, we are going to search something in the forest. We have been going to find some matter. The Vanajari asked, what type of quest? We said, that is a secret. To that Vanajari said, the forest is dense. If you want to walk through the forest, you need to take a guide with you. Why are you exerting yourself unnecessarily at the sultry noontime? Do not disclose your secret. Sit here, eat a little piece of bakri, drink some water, and be patient at heart. Then go ahead. To see the Vanajari's affection without any expectation of benefits, Baba thought, one who loves others disinterestedly should be regarded as a wise man, and to regard such person is the true regard of knowledge. Therefore, Baba accepted Vanajari's offer and ate a piece of bakri. A miracle happened then. His Guru Raj came there unexpectedly. He asked those 4 disciples, what is the debate? Baba related to him and all that had occurred. Then the Guru said, would you like to come with me? I will help you to complete your search speedily. 3 of them did not obey the Guru's words. Only Sai accepted it with profound reverence, and the others left. What happened afterwards, Baba thus narrated. The Guru took me to a well where he tied both my feet with a rope, then left me dangling upside down over the well water. He left me suspended over the well in such a way my hands did not touch the water, and neither could the water enter my mouth. Guru Raya tied the other end of the rope to a tree that was on the other side of the well and went away confidently, nobody knows where. He returned after 10 or 12 moments and took me out quickly. He asked me, are you all right? I replied him, I was in a supreme bliss. The joy I experienced is beyond my poor powers to describe. Hearing my reply, Guru Raya was delighted. Stroking my body with his hand, he kept me with him. If the Guru's image is not reflected in my eyes, it is better to be blind. Which unfortunate one would have wanted to leave the precincts of a school. Having once entered it, I became completely detached from my parents' love. Describing his guru's school, Baba said, all the senses together with the mind concentrated themselves in my eyes to meditate on him. The guru was the sole object of my meditation. The entire universe assumed as form. I was conscious of none else. This is known as singular devotion meditation on the form of Guru. The mind and intellect were baffled, therefore, in the end, I could only pay obeisance to him wordlessly. Baba further said about his Guru, my Guru rewarded me with the store of knowledge. I do not have to search for it. The realization flashed upon me by itself by the Guru's grace. Only my Samartha Guru knows my happiness over the topsy turvy suspension with head down and feet up that Guru Raya had done. The way the saints are different and they can be understood only through experience. Here, faith alone is the concentration, and the only means to attain the objective is through the Guru's grace. A karmarth knows how to observe and obtain from certain rites. A jnani is puffed with pride of knowledge. A yogi, a hypocrite, and pandits are blinded by conceit and the pride personified. The jnanis run away to see it. He does not like his company. The jnani says, there is no God but me, for I attained all knowledge and I am that pure consciousness. A real devotee, because of his faith and devotion, does not show off his knowledge. Those four wise men who were searching something were scrupulous regarding religious duties and were well versed in the Vedas, so were full of pride about their knowledge. They, in the course of a pedantic discussion, began to discuss God. Through their endeavor and knowledge, they discussed on the topics as who is God, where does he live, what are the ways to find him. Sri Sai was one of the four wise men. He was personification and discrimination and dispassion, being himself Parabrahman. Then why did he get involved in injudicious talk? The listeners will naturally have these doubts. And the reply is that this was for the good of the public, for the upliftment of his devotees. Sai Samartha belittled himself, though an incarnation himself, he respected a Vanachari by accepting his food with the firm belief that food is Brahman. He also showed how those that rejected the offer suffered. This is the aim of telling the story of those four wise men: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and the three Purushartha that are attainable with efforts, but the fourth Purushartha means salvation, can only be achieved with the help of a Guru, without whom all efforts are simply be in vain. The Gundalis came to Shirdi, lovingly created confusion and begged for alms in the name of a goddess Bhavani with great love from Baba. In good times, the Vanajari, a person in the previous story, came in the life of Sai. Blessed was Sai's form. He was desireless, free of attachment, selfless, and full of incomparable love for the devotees. The bakri offered by the Vanajari was not accepted by those three wise men. Only Baba accepted the food and enjoyed the piece of bakri. Baba never fasted or permitted others to remain hungry. The mind of a person observing fast is never at ease. Then how can he attain his paramartha? God cannot be attained on empty stomach. So first the soul has to be appeased. Thus Baba said, all the sensory organs should be strong, and only then it is possible to practice devotion towards God. If one feels weak by starving, then one is unable to make progress towards a paramartha. Consumption of much food is also not beneficial. Moderation is the key. Extreme fasting is dangerous. It always leads to affliction. Once a lady with great enthusiasm came to Shirdi for Sai's darshan. She had a letter for Sri Kelka. The lady had resolved to sit at Maharaj's feet and observe a 3 days fast. The omniscient Sai knew it on the previous day. He had to talk with Kelkar about it. How can I allow my children to go without food on the day of holy festival? Then why should I be here? The day following this utterness of Sai, this lady arrived in Shirdi after taking Baba's darshan. The lady, whose surname was Gokhale, sat near him for a while when Baba started giving advice. What is the need for us to practice fasting and austerities? Go to that Dada house, make Puran Poli happily, feed their children, give them 4 Puran Polis, and you to eat at your heart's content. It was time of the holy festival. Dada Kelkar's wife at the time was in a menses and therefore could not do cooking herself. So the lady who was making obeisance at Baba's feet went to Dada's house, made Puran Polis, served everyone, and ate some herself. What a beautiful story. If one places faith in this manner in the Guru's words, then there would be no delay in their spiritual upliftment. Being humble at Sai's feet gives internal purity. Baba remembered a story and started telling to his devotees. Once, when I was young, I tied a piece of cloth round my stomach and set out to get a job to sustain me. I walked on and arrived at Beedgon where I rested. My fakir had other plans for me. I found Zari work and became happy. I worked tirelessly and my efforts were rewarded. Behold my fakir's power. Those who were employed before me were extremely clever and skilled. Our wages were fixed on the quantum of the work done. One had done work worth rupees 50, the second one had worked worth rupees 100, the third had done work worth rupees 150. And mine was twice more than all of them put together. The owner was pleased with my work and skill. He gave me a complete dress, a turban for the head and a magnificent robe for the body, but I kept it tied up, unused. Who can give enough to another person? However much is given, it is always inadequate. When my sarkar begins, it lasts till the end of the time. God's givings are incomparable and infinite. My God says to me, take it. But everybody comes to me and says, give, give. Nobody attends carefully to the meaning of what I say. No one takes cognizance. My treasure is overflowing. No one comes to fetch loads away. When I say dig, no one does so. No one wants to make effort. I speak to dig the treasury of my words and plunder. I speak to dig the treasury of my words and plunder carts, loads of it. The blessed son of a true mother should fill his store with his wealth. I go whenever, wherever, and sit somewhere, but my jiva is confused by Maya. I remain worried about my devotees day and night. He will reap what he sows. The one who always remembers these words of mine will get invaluable happiness. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha.